Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we're going to be unboxing, setting up, and doing a demo of the new for 2023 Home Depot Predator of the Night. Alright, so here he is. This is actually one that I didn't really like at first, and then we saw more images and videos, and I've grown to like it a lot. I think the wings definitely are amazing. I've always thought that. The body, I'm still not a huge fan of, but I don't think it's bad, and at night, it looks really, really scary. I am actually planning on mounting this on the roof, so we'll see how that goes. I hope that works out, because if it is, it would look amazing. But yeah, like I said, we'll see if that actually works, and that will be for the hunt. So not quite yet, but here it is in the box. I have not looked inside. I have not seen this in person, so let's get to the unboxing. Here we go. All right, let's open this thing up. So still not looked inside, but I have cut this open now. All right, so it looks like we have some cardboard covering the top, which makes sense. I do see wing parts though, and those look amazing. They're huge as well. So let's see. Let's take out this first wing. Here it is. This thing is giant and looks like it poses out for sure. Yeah, very, very cool looking. Awesome. And these should be about 6 feet per wing because he has a 12.5-foot wingspan, which means the body probably takes up a tiny portion of that. So each wing should be about 6 feet. Here is the other wing. They look really good. The printing looks great in person. And at night, those look awesome. Okay, next we have his base. So this guy should be pretty similar to the wolf, I believe, with height and size and proportions of everything. And so far, it's looking like that. So this is either a leg or an arm, probably an arm. It looks pretty thin. We have his base, which, again, very, very similar to the wolf, is just a standard 12-foot square base. Let me put this off to the side quick. All right, so maybe that was a leg actually, because yeah, these are entire arms right here. So he's got some webbed fingers, which are pretty cool. And then he has what looks to be a pretty posable section there. I do know his arms are at least semi-posable, like the skeletons and the wolf. But yeah, those look great. They're big, definitely big pieces here. Another arm right there. Let's see, we have instructions actually, full color printed instructions there on the paper. You can also scan with a lot of these Home Depot items. Not sure about all of them, but I believe it's most. And you can get an online, more specific tutorial on how to build these things. Foot right there. And this is definitely a leg of this guy. We have another leg piece, I believe, right there. We have a cap. Again, very similar to the wolf. The wolf has 2 of these caps. So we'll see where this one goes. But on the wolf, they're on the back of him. Here's another one right there. We have adapter box right there. This guy is waterproof, so waterproof screw-on adapter. We have some foam coverings, I believe that's all those were. Another cap piece. We do have the head here, but I want to save that for last because it looks awesome. Let's take out the body. Oh yeah, and this guy is servo, so he has a servo connection right there for the top. This thing looks awesome. I did notice in some of the stock photos, he looks really scary from behind as well. The back, as you can see, is super nicely detailed. He looks really, really good. That is definitely a very, very creepy body. You can see where the wings attach as well. And those look like pretty good connections there. So I'm going to put this off to the side, and then we'll continue here. So we have another leg piece and another foot right there. And then it looks like we have one more cap before we have a lot of metal and the head. It looks like the servo screw may have fallen out. That might be what that is. It looks like it probably is. But yeah, we have a ton of leg pulls right there. That is all of what's in that box. And then our final piece here is the head. Let's see this thing. So pretty normal sized head actually. Definitely smaller than the wolf, but it's about what I'd expect. It didn't look as big, but it looks awesome. Very, very detailed. You can see the servo connection piece right there. The mouth on this guy does move, and it doesn't speak, which I love. It just does the like bat screeching sounds. But yeah, it looks really good in person. Love the ears. The ears look great. All right, so there it is. That's all the parts out of the box. Let's get to the setup. Here we go. All right, let's begin our setup here. So we're gonna start with our feet here, labeled B and C, making sure this toe is facing inwards on both of them, like that, and they're just going to sit in place there. Then we can take our first poles, and these are going to bend forward. So D is on this side, right there, snap that in. Then over here we have E. This one is also bending forward, like this. There we go. And then we can attach our first plastic piece down here. So we're going to slide this down and match up this shape so that these two pieces come together, making sure the pole is exposed at the top like that, and that will sit there like that. And then we can do the same over here to this side. Just slide it down, match up the pattern there, and there we go. Both legs are looking good. Then we have our next set of poles right here. We're building up on the legs. There we go. There's one. And then we have our other one. So that one was labeled H, and this one is labeled I over here. So we're just going to create that knee bend shape, and then we're going to actually make it look like a knee with the plastic pieces here. So J goes on this side. There we go. And then we have our next piece, which is labeled K. Do the same thing here, slide this down and match up the shape. All right, there we go. Shape is looking good. Let's move the camera up and we will build on the hips and torso. All right, so let's move up to the torso. One thing you may notice is these are actually closer together now. All I had to do was flip the metal pole on the inside of this. They can be put on either way. Make sure that bend is at the bottom or else this piece won't fit on and it won't be in the correct orientation for this next piece, which is what we're doing next. This is the hip and torso piece. So this has two snap blocks. We're going to line it up and snap it down. All right, so I have this positioned over the snap blocks, and now we can kind of just wiggle it down. You heard one click right there. That's this side, and we can wiggle it down a bit so this side clicks as well. All right, so that is now clicked down, and now what we can do is attach the arms. So now is when you kind of want to pose it however you want. Now I like these arms down on this guy. With the wolf, I did like them kind of more up, but I think down makes more sense for something with the wings going so high. So that looks pretty good to me. So now we're gonna push it all the way in, and then we're gonna screw it in with the included Allen wrench. All right, looking good. Let's grab our other arm over here. And it still does look like the elbows may be posable. Now, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, okay, so these are just like kind of the smaller skeletons where they just have those click and pose things. So they will stay like that. But if you want to pose them at a different angle, you literally just bend it like that. I may make these a bit lower than even because I feel this guy's wings should be the main focus, not the arms. So I think I have that one like that. And then we're just gonna wanna find the position up here. That looks pretty good. So now let's go to the back and screw this in. All right, so now I'm gonna get a little ladder so we can attach those wings and the head. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is actually attach the head. So let's make sure this wire is not blocking anything here. But this is a servo connection. So this is just gonna slide down and then there's a screw we can tighten. Now I'm not gonna do the screw just yet. I'm gonna do that off camera because that is a pretty simple step, but it might take a little while. But yeah, he's looking pretty good. He's definitely shorter than the wolf, but overall his proportions look really nice and he's not short. He's still very, very tall. I would say 8 feet is definitely pretty accurate for him. All right, so let's grab the wings here. I may actually have to move this guy because these wings definitely give him a lot of width here. All right, there we go. Now there's also a little bolt that we're gonna have to put in there, and there's a hole for that, so I will be doing that in a second. And this is also where 2 of the caps go. Also, just Velcroed 2 little pieces, and that looks like all the Velcro that we need to do. But yeah, 2 little pieces of Velcro so that the wings don't show any plastic bits in the back. So, looking pretty good so far. Let's move over to the other side and add his other wing. All right, there we go. That is now slid in, and it's actually touching the stairs, so I will move this guy over a bit. But other than the little screws that we have to do, that completes his entire setup, and he looks really, really cool. So I'm going to do those off camera real quick, and there's just a few wires. There's 2 lights on his body. Those should already be lit up and wired to the control box, but there's 1 wire to the head right there, and I believe that's it. So I'm going to do that as well, and then we'll go to the demo. Here we go. All right, he's all wired up and ready. Let's plug him in. So he does have a few different modes. Right now he's on off. That's the first time you turn him on. That's what's gonna happen. Then we can click it again. It'll be lights only. And then finally, we can click it one more time for it to be ready to be censored. All right, so there he was, Predator of the Night. Definitely like this thing better at night. As in its name, it's definitely something you should be using in the dark. All of that glowing makes him look so cool. Definitely makes it look more demonic than a bat, which I believe is actually what it's meant to be. This guy's wings are definitely very impressive. 12.5 feet is what they say. I have not exactly measured it, but I would say that's basically pretty accurate. And I do like that you can bend them in and out, just in case you just have a space that's tiny bit too small. You can just bend those right in, and they'll still look really, really cool. It's just, it'll actually fit instead of being the full 12.5 wingspan. After seeing the body in person, I definitely like it more. Very detailed body. The legs look perfect. There are some pretty noticeable seams like this right there where the elbows bend. Other than that, it's not very noticeable at all. Overall, looks really, really good. One thing I didn't show is he does have out supports right here. All four of those corners connected in different bars. If you're using it outside, that's definitely something you should do. He also has tethers, just like the wolf. They don't go to the ground. They actually connect to his base. You can see the two hooks right there, and they go right up to right there. His setup is pretty difficult. This is very, very similar to the wolf, and the wolf is definitely known to be a pretty hard setup, and I would say this is about the same. It would definitely be easier with two people, especially putting on those wings and this hip piece. Some very, very difficult connections. Overall, the looks and movement of this guy, they're great. He is, I really wouldn't change anything about him. The wings flapping would be awesome, but not really very easily possible for retail. Definitely something I could see people customizing though. But other than that, I love that they went with servos for the head. Makes it very realistic, and it does look a lot better and more fluid in person. This guy being $350 is totally fair. The wolf was a full $400 and the skeleton is $300. So just being in the middle of those two makes perfect sense. But yeah, there he was, Predator of the Night. Let me know what you guys think of this guy. I think he's really, really cool. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.